More than 4,000 men and women have given their lives in the service of their communities while wearing the uniform of a watchman, beadle, parish constable or police officer. The formation of the Bow Street Runners in 1749 was the start of modern policing, but the earliest record of death on duty dates back to 1547. The new UK Police Memorial to be built at the National Memorial Arboretum in Staffordshire will allow for commemoration, dedication and remembrance for all those officers and staff who have died serving UK policing. The supporting digital memorial will bring to life the stories of the men and women of our police service, interviews with family members, serving and former officers, and material from media partners and the service will create living histories to tell the stories of the people behind the badge.
Liverpool John Moores University has been supporting the UK Police Memorial since 2018. Students from the university's journalism school have researched, produced and presented tributes and testimonies from bereaved relatives, friends and colleagues of fallen officers. Their interviews part of the living history on the memorial's global website, helping us understand the stories and sacrifices made in the line of duty. Former Police Inspector Ian Whitfield is now a senior lecturer in the university's Centre for Advanced Policing Studies. He's been leading the project within LJMU.
They've interviewed people and spoken about some really difficult, life-changing, dramatic and wounding issues and events in lives. And yet the students have done it with such sensitivity, such professionalism, such tact, and it's been quite telling actually, seeing the families personally and speaking to them about their experience of being interviewed. And they talk about the students with such gratitude and in some cases warmth and genuine affection. So I think that's quite telling. So the students have done a wonderful job, and in my opinion, having seen the footage, what they've produced, I think it's been a tremendously important contribution to the digital memorial.
The LJMU Memorial team has uncovered stories steeped in history that have received only local publicity prior to the launch of the digital memorial. Others have been high profile. So, throughout the project, the journalism students have been supervised by experienced senior broadcast lecturers. Shirley Lewis worked for Sky News for 18 years as Northern correspondent, bureau chief and news editor. Alan Humphreys has worked for all the UK's major news outlets and was a senior cameraman editor for Sky News for 13 years. They've been on hand at shoots and in the edit suites to enhance the students' learning and to ensure the well-being of their interviewees.
I think what it's meant for me as a lecturer is being able to give students a real life experience. There's only so much you can teach in a classroom. There's only so much you can show them with a PowerPoint or demonstrating with a camera. But to actually say to them, you're going to go out and you're going to do this and you're going to have to do it properly and professionally is something that we can't do in a classroom. The other aspect that I think has been vital to the students coming through the course, first, second and third years, is the collaboration that we've had with the Centre for Advanced Police Studies across the road. Often the students will struggle to talk to a serving police officer. They're too busy to talk to a student, which is understandable, but this really is the next best thing, and sometimes it's as good as professional organisations get in the first place. So I think that's been absolutely vital.
The digital memorial was officially launched in 2019 in a ceremony sponsored by Twitter and hosted at the company's London HQ. Politicians and chief constables from across the UK joined relatives and friends of officers being honoured. Our students were there to provide live coverage for social media.
I think it's really important. It's really good for the students to get that opportunity of professional behaviour and how to handle people in difficult situations. So to work with bereaved families of police officers, it's a great experience for students, and it's skills that they'll take out into the world when they graduate.
Undergraduate Jack Prescott has been working on the project for more than 2 years, interviewing many of the families and several chief constables. He's now mentoring first and second year students joining the team.
Interviewing different family members and people who've been through truly horrendous things, you realise that you can't learn empathy in a classroom. You have to go out and interview people, and yes, at times it's tough. Yes, at times you want to run away, but you realise that you're doing some truly tremendous work, and I think that really hit home when I went to the Twitter launch and I met some of the families and I realised how much this means to them. Like I say, you can't learn these things in the classroom. You need to get out there and get the experience. If we didn't have this unique partnership with the UK Police Memorial, we wouldn't be able to learn outside of a classroom all the time. It gives us that real world experience with real life people.
An offshoot of the project is the closer symbiotic relationship between the journalism department and the Centre for Advanced Policing Studies, resulting not just in improved access for the students to relevant sources for policing-related stories, but developments in the delivery of courses.
Through these connections, I've been able to interview, many high-profile chief constables, and through that, I've managed to fill my final project by interviewing the Chief Constable of Lancashire Police, and I would never have had that connection and that ability to interview such a high-ranking figure had it not been for this partnership and these links with the Centre for Advanced Policing Studies. They gave me that connection and they allowed me to improve my work and help with my final project.
It's been an interesting process getting involved with students from a whole different subject area. I have to say that I've been absolutely impressed, bowled over really by the enthusiasm that not only Shirley and Alan have brought to the project, but also the commitment and the enthusiasm of the students.
What they're doing is they're doing some work which is making a major contribution to a project of national importance, really, that's going to leave a cultural legacy, that's going to mean a tremendous amount to the police service, and which is going to be available throughout the world.